right, so we had just some technical issues. I'm back. Thank you so much. So what are we going to do now? We're going to look into the texturing of our pumpkin using the texture map that we've received from the Kiri engine. So right here in Cinema, I opened Redshift texture and I added in a texture. And then right here, I will have my image. So the image, we can drag it into the image path right here. And so this is going to be our diffuse input. And we're also going to duplicate, well, actually we can leave the texture. We're also going to add in a ramp, bring in the ramp, and we're going to bring this into the input. And so we're going to bring this to like a dark gray and white to a light gray. So just so we have a softer transition, and this turns it into a black and white image. We're going to use this to generate the reflection roughness. And so that way we get some roughness. We can also add another ramp. And this time we are going to leave the high contrast. And we're actually even going to bring them together a little bit so we get more contrast in our image. We can see that by bringing this to the surface. Now we're getting something like that. Actually, something like this should work fine. And then we can also add this into a bump map, which we're going to bring in and bring this into a texture input. By the way, for anyone who thinks this is Chinese, these are things that we're going to be covering in the Academy very easily from scratch, and it's going to be very easy to understand afterwards. So no worries there. But obviously, I'm not going into much detail in here. We're just creating some stuff. So now I'm going to add this to the output, and now we should have a nice material. I'm going to apply that to my pumpkin. There we go. Obviously, I'm not seeing anything now. Audio is going in between. What do you mean with that? So let's try this one more time. So the thing that made me crash the other time was the render engine, actually. So I'm going to render to render view. Okay, so now we get something like this. And obviously this looks like pure, I'm not gonna say the word, but it looks garbage. So we need to fix that. And the way to fix that is lighting. So everything comes back to lighting when you want to make something look good. So our textures are already looking great, maybe some final small tweaks, but let's see the difference that we can make with just some nice light. So I'm going to add in a light, and I'm going to add in a dome light. And this, I'm going to import an HDRI. Actually, for my HDRI, I'm going to be using HDRI Studio from Grayscale Gorilla. And I'm going to insert or open the plus library. And then I'm going to, actually a Thor video looks really cool. Maybe I'll look into that soon. Something that I definitely want to do again. So yeah, maybe we can do a nice Thor hammer catch and something really epic in between. Then I'm going to search for some kind of nice garden. I don't know. Maybe something like this. I'm just going to open that up here in the texture. And now let's see what the difference is to our texture just by adding in a light. And boom, so this is already looking a little bit better. Great. We are getting our roughness and everything. So maybe the bump map is way too hard, way too high. So I'm going into the bump map and set this to 0.1. You just see the difference here. And I'm also going to invert these colors because I think these do not look okay. And there we go. So this is looking better. Great. Then for the roughness, I'm also going to check here what makes it better. I'm going to just turn this to black and white again to see the big difference. And I'm also going to just flip these to see where are my creaks. So it was definitely the other way around. That's great. And if you make this like all the way black, you will see that it's highly reflective. And like this, it's completely diffused. So you will have to find a nice balance. I think black is a little bit too black, so I'm going for dark gray and white. And I think that should be okay. So then we have something like this. We can also click on our dome and then rotate it to get a better angle. So now this is looking a little bit better. You can also go in here and just disable the background, so we see it on a black background, and like zoom out a little bit. And now we want to create another material, which is going to be, well, just double click here. And we're going to set the color to black, set the reflection to 0. And we're going into the overall emission color. And we're going for like a dark orange and set the weight to 5. So now we have a nice hard light, and we're going to apply that to our sphere that is going to be illuminating inside. And now we have like a glowing pumpkin head. So that's really cool. We can also go in here and add a color correct. And I'm going to add this onto my normal texture, well, my original texture, and add this into the diffuse and just add in a little bit more saturation. So 1.5 is too much, 1.2, something like this looks cool. You can also add in more contrast if you want, and just lower the contrast then like this. You can also play with the hue. If you want to make it more orangey or more red, you can do all these final adjustments in here. Maybe you want to change the light to see what different lights do to your scene. So let's bring in another one. So I like this one because it's not too obvious. I'm just going to rotate it a little bit so I get some nice shadows as well on this side. There we go. And I'm also going to just remove this color corrector with the hue shift. We don't need the hue shift, or maybe just like 3%, 4%. Let's go. Okay. So now we have this looking head. It looks really cool. We can also go in the overall for our emission and set it to 10. So we have an even intenser light. And what we would like to do now is have the eyes glow a little bit. It looks pixelated. What looks pixelated? So the render here is a live renderer. It's not a final render, and that's why maybe you see some noise in there, but it shouldn't be pixelated. And also because the settings in here of the output is just in HD, so let's set them in 4K. There we go. This will give us a higher resolution. And then we can go and create a camera. And we're going to make this camera a 50 mil. And we're going to jump right into it. And zoom out a little bit. There we go. So now what I would like to do is add in a camera tag for the redshift camera. And a really cool thing here is bloom. So I really love playing here with bloom. And if I set the threshold to like something like 10, you will start seeing if I increase the intensity to something like 5 or to 2, you're getting some glow coming out of this out of the eyes. And I really enjoy that. Maybe 8 and 2, something like this. So doesn't this look nice already? And this is a completely real life pumpkin that we scanned in just using some photos here. And we ended up with this in like a matter of seconds or minutes, actually, if you would do it in one consistent way. You could be able to do this in like less than an hour, getting it from real life into this, which I find really fantastic, and it's pretty amazing. If you look at all the images that we just uploaded to Kiri, and then we just get something like this. So this is our scan from all these photos that we had. And then we turn this into something like this using Redshift. Cool. So obviously you can do the rendering for in any type of software, whether that's Blender, whether that's Cinema 4D and Octane, which is also a really powerful combination, especially if you want to speed up your workflow. Octane is great. But yeah, that's basically how to turn a real object into a 3D object. Let's test one more thing here, because Cinema 4D actually released the Remeasure just a little while back, and that should be here somewhere, Remesh. And if I bring this into a remesh, you will find that we're going to optimize that model quite a bit, but I'm just very curious because I never did it for this model. So I'm curious what we're getting here. It's currently loading here. So let them do it, let them, yeah, just calculate in the background a little bit. And I'm going to open up Adobe After Effects. How do you scan the bottom? So the bottom, you can scan it by just repositioning your model and then just taking photos for the bottom. But leave your model for the entire other part static. So leave it as long as you can static. And then just for these extra parts that you need, you would need to take some photos afterwards, which I didn't do now. So you would actually put your pumpkin on the side, and then you would take your photos from the bottom and also try to capture multiple angles from your pumpkin. And then you can do that with the AI masking tool in the Kiri Engine, which I showed at the beginning of my first live stream there, because it broke down here, if you would like to see that. And another way to do it is just to by modeling it and then just using your clone stamp tool in your texturing to make, just to fix it a little bit in post. And that's going to not give you the most realistic results necessarily unless you put in a lot of time. But if you want the exact photo of what you scanned, you would need to reposition your model and also take photos there. How to scan? Okay, so can you scan a room and make it a point cloud? For sure, yes, you can. I haven't tried it with the Kiri Engine app, but I'm pretty sure that's gonna be no problem, because can you see the quality of like just importing 90 images? And I didn't really test it up front, so probably I can optimize this even more to get even better results, because maybe I should have taken more close-ups to get a little bit higher detail here and there. But damn, I'm really amazed with how clean this comes out, because I actually tested this pumpkin in other programs, and they were so slow and they messed things up, and these softwares are paid for. And I'm like, no, Kiri is really outperforming here when it comes to stitching these photos together in a nice way. And you can see that it's as good as Final. All you have to do in your 3D engine or 3D software is remove this part and then fix this a little bit with modeling, or you can just take more photos on spot when you actually tilt it. And then when you upload your photos, you can enable like a masking tool there. Anyway, I'm currently working closely together with Kiri, actually. I'm not going to say too much, but we're getting along really nicely with the team. It's an amazing team behind the engine, and we're going to see more of Kiri probably in the future. That's all I can say for now. But yeah, great team, great future ahead for them, I think. And I'm really loving it so far. So yeah, definitely give it a go. It's for free in the store. You have this app here. I'm gonna check if I have something on my app actually, because I'm curious now. So here is an object that I also just did on the app. So, well, actually, it's better to just show it like this, because the app is optimized for a normal phone. So in the app, you can see all your models here that you just scanned in. Yeah, I don't have that much, so I don't really have to scroll. But how it works is just you press this plus, which you should be able to see here. And then you can say take photo or upload photos from your gallery. And you can just start taking photos and you just go 360 around it with your camera. Just try to wipe your lens a little bit, make sure it's clean. And you can even take a video, I see, or I'm not sure. I'm also just testing this out. It's like the first or no, it's the third time that I used the software for now. So it's pretty new to me, but I already used other 3D scanning software. And I'm pretty amazed with the result here. Also for how easy it is, obviously. So, and then I have this 3D model that I can just inspect on my phone. So also here, I didn't really scan the bottom part, but like we have a brick. And if we really zoom in, we can see the texture and the depth and the creaks of this brick. These are just test projects of like a banana. Not sure if you can see that here. You need 2 fingers to move around. It's hard to navigate like this. Okay, we have a banana. Of course, you guys cannot really see anything, I know. Can we move like that or like that? It's mirror, it's hard. But okay, you have a banana, right? You can see a banana. So this is just by taking photos from a banana. I mean, I didn't do anything. I didn't do any additional work to this 3D scan. That's cool. Okay, so in After Effects, you can also create just a new composition. Create a new solid. And then you can use element. By the way, for anyone who just joined in the latest few minutes or something, make sure that you check out the link in the description. We're currently doing the Epic VFX Academy. Well, actually, we opened the doors to the Epic VFX Academy, and you can get an early bird discount if you join in the next few days. So you just have 2 days left, I think, for the early bird discount. And after that, it's still open for 2 weeks or like 10 more days. And after that, we're going to close. So I'm not exactly sure on the date that we're closing because I'm a little bit, well, I would have to check on that. But yeah, the early bird is going to finish in 2 days. And after that, you still have the option to join. But why would you wait? It's really, if you're taking VFX seriously, I would highly encourage you to just go ahead and check the link. That's all I want you to do. You don't have to do anything else. And make up your mind for your own if it's worth it or not. It's definitely not for everybody, but if you are interested in VFX and either you're a beginner, an intermediate, or a pro looking for improving his work in a community with everything structured and organized, then this could be something for you. So definitely go and check it out. So what I will do here is just the same thing here. Well, actually, what I will do, well, first of all, I'm just going to open up the original one so we can see if it works just straight out of the gate. So we have FBX. I'm not sure why I downloaded FBX because I wanted to download OBJ. Download. Let's download it again. I think you had to make up your mind up front, and that was my first scan, which I chose FBX, and the second time I chose OBJ. Anyway, doesn't matter. I'm going to extract it here. Okay, so now we have the OBJ. Going to import my OBJ here. Probably will have to, I never did this actually, so this is just a test. Okay, boom, there we go. That's simple. We have a 3D object in After Effects that we scanned in with our, with our phone, or, well, in my case, my camera. We can copy this image probably into the reflectivity. Can we then also make this black and white here? Or I'm not sure, saturation. 0, -100. Yeah, exactly. Wow, that's awesome. Okay, so maybe we can add a normal bump. So I'm also going to paste it in here. And I'm also going to make this. And now I can't. Okay, that's annoying. Convert bump. Intensity. Cool. Really cool. Okay. So we're getting some really nice results straight out of the gate with Element. Obviously, you need to optimize a few things here and there, but looking great so far. And obviously, if you took it in cinema, you can always go in cinema once you're satisfied. Well, actually, what did we do here? What is this? Is this the remesh? Not sure. No, there is the remesh. I'm not sure why. Maybe the density should be a lot more. There we go. This is going to look great. Anyway, you can take this, export this as an OBJ. So we took away the bottom and the floor and stuff, import it in After Effects, and boom, you have it here in Element 3D. Looking great. Boom, you have it in your scene. And there we go. You want to create a light? You can create a light. Maybe 1 point. Okay. And boom. Camera, action, set, go. Isn't this crazy that we just brought in a 3D model that we had in real life in After Effects? And it's looking pretty cool as well. Okay, so this is the workflow for After Effects. I just wanted to share this quickly with you guys, and I think we're almost there. I'm just going to leave this Remesh to do its thing, because Remeasure is actually a really powerful tool when you have like a very bad model. You want to make it look, well, you want to have a professionally modeled piece. You can actually use the Remeasure to fix your model entirely. Obviously, you need to play around with the tools and the settings and stuff. So it's not just one click and go, depending on your object. Sometimes it is. But really interesting to try out and play around with. Okay, so
My name is Ignace.
let me see the comments one more time. What app was used to take the photos? I just used my camera or the camera app. Just make sure when you take photos that everything is set to manual and that you're doing it with an evenly lit scene. So wait for cloudy days or mornings. Why am I not working in Blender? Because I'm working in Cinema 4D. Okay, so I'm not going to concentrate on this Remeasure for this model because I'm not sure. Or actually, mesh density should be. I'm just going to set it to polygon count, and I'm going to set it to 500,000. Let's try that. So let it load a little bit, see what comes out of it. And yeah, I'll be back in a second. I'm just going to take a quick break and we'll see where this Remeasure takes us. All right, so I think that's it for today's live stream. Actually, we imported our real life object. If you would like to see it back, you can always go back to the first live stream, because we did have a technical issue where I pressed render and the live stream crashed. So I had to start it up again. In the other live stream, we talk about how to take our photos, what you need to watch out for when you're taking these photos, and then how to actually turn it into a 3D object. Also, you can use the Kiri Engine app, which you can download in the Google Play Store for free. And then I used the Kiri Engine in web browser. Then we used, then we imported everything in Cinema. We cleaned up our mesh, we added some textures to it, and we added glowing eyes using the Redshift render engine. Hope you enjoyed it, and also be sure to check out the link in the description below to make sure that you're getting ready for the Epic VFX Academy. We're currently doing an early bird discount, so if you join in the coming 2 days, you're getting a crazy discount. And yeah, we're there to learn visual effects together. So if visual effects has always been something that you wanted to know, you felt it's a little bit too hard, or you don't want to do it on your own, or it's really hard to find structure, or to know exactly what you need to do in order to get your results, or you don't want to waste tons of time to find the right tools, or you don't want to learn the wrong things, so many reasons. Anyway, if you would like to join, check out the link in the description below, and I'll see you on the inside maybe, where me and my team will be guiding you to become a solid visual effects artist, also giving you feedback and answering your questions with live calls where we join together after that we've done all these tasks. So really interesting stuff, a lot of bonuses as well to be given, 60% discount on Adobe Creative Cloud, $10 for Maxon 1 entirely for 6 months. So that includes Trapcode Particular, Red Giant Complete Collection, actually, ZBrush, actually. It's also in there. Really cool to play around with to create some stunning characters. All these things come in the Academy. So be sure to check out the link in the description. And I hope to see you guys in the next video as well. It was a lot of fun. For me, at least. We've actually created a pretty cool looking result. This is our pumpkin that we made in Redshift. All right. Thanks, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye.